Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this. As the American Bankers Association tries to halt licenses for Circle and Ripple, guess who they are a major donor to? Anti-crypto Congressman Brad Sherman. Sherman even hired the American Banker Association's ex-lobbyist Sam Maper in 2023 as his senior legislative assistant. It makes sense. Like I've been telling you this entire time, people like Brad Sherman and Elizabeth Warren, they're doing the bidding of the big banks. Now they're trying to hold back crypto every chance they get. And you see, trying to shut down cryptocurrencies gets biggest donations from big banks and financial institutions. And if you don't know who Brad Sherman is, it's this clown right here that's still called XRP a security. Take a listen.
Is more important than to define security, since that's what the SEC does. Congress really hasn't acted. The courts have acted with the Howey test, which was not focused on digital assets since it was written in the 1940s. But the fact remains XRP, I think, clearly is a security.
And he is beholden to the U.S. dollar. He still thinks it's great that the United States can print dollars whenever they feel like printing U.S. dollars. And who cares about inflation, because he's getting rich from the big banks. But you know, this is where it all ends. Take a listen to Tim Draper. He's talking to Gary Gensler. You gotta hear this.
You can just hear the bankers panicking right now.
But what
Just
what
feel
line,
the panic in their voices.
What's the line
But here's
of business that is most
well. Here's what always happens. The first thing that happens is they try to go, oh, it's nothing, and they did that. I mean, that's with every new industry, every new technology comes along. The powers that be, the incumbents, the status quo, all say it's nothing. Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. This is nothing. And then all of a sudden it's too big to get in there. You know, they're going, oh my God, I got to face this thing. And then they all line up and they wrap their arms together and they say, we're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going. And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them. Or let's go get the government.
There's another thing they do. They adopt the technology. I think.
No, that's at the end.
They will adopt this technology.
No, this is the last thing they.
Like he said, in the end, they end up adopting it. And that's what's going to happen with crypto. Either the banks get on board or they get left behind. They already used up all their other resources. This is why the Rippleverse SEC case started to begin with. JP Morgan seen Ripple as a major threat and said, oh, well, let me go get my banker friends first, and then we're going to go to the SEC, and we're going to get the SEC to sue Ripple and slow them down. Now the case is ending, and all these banks, they now have to either get involved in crypto or they're finished. And that's what's going on right now. That's why you see all these banks all of a sudden wanting to create their own stable coins as well. They all want to stay relevant. Tokenized real-world assets on the XRP ledger jumped 2,260% from $5 million in January to over $118 million today. And that is nothing compared to the amount of value that is coming to the XRP ledger. Tokenization has not even really started yet. Wait until the real boom happens after regulations are put in place. When the tokenization boom starts, I'm expecting the XRP ledger to capture a good percentage of that, and the price of XRP will surge because of that. XRP Stampede. Now, this guy is an ETH maxi, but take a listen to what he says here.
Institutional investors have been sitting on the sidelines. They've been looking at this marketplace for a long time, both Bitcoin and Ether, and especially stablecoins. They've wanted to get into it, but they've been nervous about the regulatory environment, especially here in the United States, because we've been lagging for the last few years. This basically unlocks that entire ecosystem. So we expect a stampede of banks, institutional investors, enterprises going in. Consumers have already adopted. We've got something like 50 or 60 million Americans with crypto, but we expect to see big engagement here, and I'm going to expect to see a lot of announcements, especially around enterprises buying Ether for their treasuries.
All right. You're saying that people are more open.
Like I said, he's an ETH maxi. But as these banks and these institutions are flooding into this space, a lot of them are going to choose XRP. Others will choose Hedera, HBAR. Others will choose Stellar, XLM, XDC, Algo, IOTA, because they are coming into this space because of utility and use case. Once they realize that a cryptocurrency can solve real-world problems, they're going to want to capitalize on that. They're not going to go chasing ETH. ETH is losing momentum already. Right now, it's up, but it's like the past, and we're pushing into the future. Every other chain now is doing what ETH does, is what I'm saying. The Clarity Act introduces a mature blockchain test. If it is decentralized, it's a commodity, CFTC. If not, it's a security, SEC. Now, what the Clarity Act will also do is it will boost these utility-driven cryptocurrencies, because it's going to tell the institutions, hey, this over here is a utility token. This is speculation and hype. And this has real value. This runs on hype and the belief that it can go higher. The Clarity Act is going to benefit utility-driven cryptocurrencies more than any other cryptocurrency out there. And people just don't get that yet. People are still thinking that everything that's happening in Washington is somehow going to benefit Bitcoin. And it's really not at all. In fact, it makes Bitcoin less relevant. It's going to hurt more, a lot more. We're at XRP's all-time highs, and we still have dozens of ETFs about to launch. We have crypto market structure law in 2 months. BlackRock is just sitting there watching and waiting. Take a listen to Dave Portnoy, and this is why you don't listen to other people when they're talking about selling off their XRP.
So anyways, XRP. I had, I think, close to $3 million of XRP. And it was hovering. XRP was going from like 210 to 240, back to 210, back to 240. Fine. I wasn't going to sell it. I was going to diamond hands it. But the guy who originally was like, get involved in XRP, and the guy, the reason I looked at it, sends me a text out of the blue. And I don't talk to this guy a lot. He knows who he is. He knows who he is. And he's like, hey, not good news that Circle is going to do what XRP is doing. I don't even really know what he's talking about. I'm like, so you're saying sell XRP? He's like, I certainly don't like it that much anymore, or as much as I did. So in XRP, it's going 240 to 210, 240 to 210. When it went back up to around 240, I'm like, all right, I don't, this guy doesn't like it anymore. I'm just going to get out. No sooner did I sell it, the thing went parabolic. It's like 350. I blinked. Made me sick to my stomach. Sick to my stomach. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then the guy is like, well, I didn't sell it. Well, then why did you? He's like, I hold things for 5 years. Well, why did you text me out of the blue being like, I don't like it? Just, I just put it, I put it away. I wasn't even thinking about it.
You are going to hear so many people, influencers, telling you that the top is in. They just sold all their XRP during this cycle. The price will go higher. They're going to tell you that they didn't actually sell, that they wanted to wait and see what happened next. But they're going to talk you into selling. You cannot listen to other people. Stick to your game plan. Whatever price point you want to take profit at, stick to that. Don't sell because somebody else is telling you that they're selling. And definitely don't listen to these people that are going to tell you, oh, the top is in. Then it goes higher. Oh, now definitely the top is in. Then it goes higher. Oh, now the top is in. You're going to want to sell now, only to watch it go higher still. This is what I've been preparing you for this entire time. You know, most of these people that are going to be telling you this, they're already rich. They don't even care. You know, they're all about, hey, I was the guy who called the top in the previous cycle. I was the guy who called the top in this cycle. But they don't really care because they already have money. I plan on walking away this cycle either with passive income coming in from my XRP bag. I'm going to sell some other cryptocurrencies I'm holding, a little bit of each of them. But for the most part, any ISO crypto I'm holding, I don't plan on really selling any of it because I know the potential of these cryptocurrencies. There's nothing wrong with taking profit either. I mean, if you have to take profit, take some profit, but don't sell your entire bag. Definitely do not sell your entire bag because you will regret it shortly after. I'm telling you, we are on the verge of utility. We don't even know how much money is going to flow in through those ETFs yet. We don't even know how high the price of XRP is really going to go yet. There's conservative price points out there. There's Moonboy price points out there. If you had to come somewhere in the middle, you'd still be above $50 for XRP in this run. But then shortly after that, I think the digital transformation is going to happen. We're so close to CBDCs. Europe is now fast tracking the digital euro. What I'm telling you is this. If you need to take some profit, but don't sell your entire bag. And this way you could still stay patient watching the price go higher. Just in, 5 million RLUSD minted at the RLUSD Treasury. They're minting more and more RLUSD. And that's because now Ripple, they want to push RLUSD. Regulations are here now. They know they're holding the most regulated cryptocurrency or stablecoin out there. So they're definitely going to want to capitalize on this. You know, even when Dave Portnoy was talking about Circle doing what XRP does, believe it or not, XRP is going to be moving USDC as well. It's all lining up perfectly. And you see it happening in real time. Hong Kong to implement stablecoin regulation on August 1st. Like I said, every country is going to be working on stablecoin regulations. And I think Hong Kong is going to be more in line with MiCA. I think they are going to be more strict even than the United States when it comes to stablecoins. And that's why I always said, I really don't see Tether having a future once regulations come to all of these countries. But let's see what happens from here. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay excited, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.